So in the divisional round, I have the Los Angeles Chargers heading to Mile High to take on the Denver Broncos. The Chargers beat this Broncos team early on in the season. Justin Herbert with a game-winning touchdown pass to Keenan Allen. It's just the offensive line was a little bit more healthy than they had Joe Alt at that time. They don't have Joe Alt this time. They're playing the defensive line that leads the NFL in sacks. Their secondary is disgusting as well. I think I have to lean with the Broncos here at home coming off of the bye just because I don't trust that Chargers offensive line, even though I trust Justin Herbert way more than I trust Bo Nix. The only position group that the Chargers I can confidently say have a better position group than the Broncos is the quarterback. Broncos have a better offensive line. I think the Broncos have a better group of pass catchers, even though it's debatable. I mean, Cortland Sutton, Ladd McConkey is debatable, two different types of receivers. Quentin Johnson, Keenan Allen are good players, but I've loved what I've seen out of Troy Franklin and Marvin Mims as well. I guess the receiver room is pretty even, but then I'm taking the running backs in RJ Harvey's been a stud down the stretch. Taking the Sean Payton offense as well, and then defensively, the Denver has a better defensive line. I would argue that off-ball linebackers like the Mike and the Will, I would argue go to the Chargers. But Singleton's a beast. So is Dion Henley. So I guess that's kind of even. But then when you think about the secondary, it's not even close. It's Denver. I think Denver takes care of the Chargers in the second round. Jaguars Texans. This is where we run into a problem here because I think whoever wins that Jaguars Bills game, I think they have a good chance to come. I think that is the AFC championship. There's a chance. But CJ Stroud, a lot of people don't like to talk about CJ Stroud like he ain't that guy. Like he doesn't have one of the best deep balls in the NFL. Like he hasn't been sacked in 4 straight games. This Texans offensive line's playing some better football. Shout out Ariante Ursere and Trent Brown, who are going to be fully healthy. Hopefully at this point, they're going to be healthy for their round 1 game. I think the Texans are going to beat the fuck out of the Steelers so bad they can bench their starters in the second half. I think this Texans defense is that good. I think the Texans have the better defense than Jacksonville. The offense goes to Jacksonville, though. This is a really tough game. This is a coin flip. Because it's in Jacksonville, that doesn't move me. I'm going with my guy. And Trevor Lawrence has been playing better football, but CJ Stroud is my fucking dog. I love that guy. I think he's the most underrated quarterback in the NFL right now. Deadly accurate. He makes some... He's had a couple of bad interceptions this year, but I'm not done. I think CJ Stroud's underrated accuracy, underrated arm angle, underrated arm talent, underrated arm strength, his processing, his decision making. He's played good in the playoffs before, 2 playoff wins in 2 seasons. Give me the Jacksonville Jaguars. I'm going with the Jags. That's been my vibe. I've been saying the Jags are the best team in the NFL. Trevor Lawrence is playing at an MVP level. Trevor Lawrence has played at a high level competitively his entire life as a football fan up until recently in high school state championships, national championships in Clemson. He'll not be afraid of the moment. He's playing better football than any quarterback in the NFL right now, literally. 17 touchdowns, 1 interception since December. 274 passing yards per game since December. Matthew Stafford led the NFL in passing yards per game at 276. That's 2 more than what Trevor Lawrence is averaging per game since December. Give me the Jags over the Texans. As much as I love CJ Stroud, I think this Jaguars team is too good, and obviously we trust Trevor Lawrence more than we trust Bo Nix. Give me the Jags over the Broncos in the AFC Championship game. The Jaguars go to this is a Super Bowl. In the NFC, we have the Rams at Seattle. I think this Rams team, even though they played some sketchy football as of late, they have Sam Darnold's number. Sam Darnold needed a fluke 2-point conversion and a Rashid Shaheed punt return touchdown in order to beat the Seahawks or to beat the Rams in overtime. Give me the Rams in this game. I think they have the best. I know they have the best offense in the NFL. Their front 7 is not to be messed around with either. Give me the Rams. Eagles, Bears. Rematch of that week 14 game where the Bears just ran right down the Eagles' throat. I think the Eagles think twice. I think the Eagles learn that ain't going to happen again. Vic Fangio ain't getting out schemed like that again. They have the guys. They got Jordan Davis, Jalen Carter fully healthy, Jahad Campbell, Zach Bond, Nakobe Dean, one of the best front 7s in football. This defense is allowing 15 points per game. 15. The Seahawks led the NFL in points allowed per game at 17. The Eagles have been allowing 15 points per game since the trade deadline, since the bye week. Give me the Eagles over the Bears. Jalen Hurts is a playoff riser as well, and he takes care of the football quarterbacks that take care of the football will have success against the Chicago defense because they don't generate too much pressure, and you can move the ball on them as well. Bottom 5 in the NFL in yards allowed per carry and yards allowed per pass attempt defensively over there in Chicago. If they're not turning the ball over, they ain't stopping anybody. So the Eagles win. That sets up Eagles-Rams in the AFC Championship game. And last year, Jalen Carter on third down sacks Matthew Stafford while they're driving. Almost a two touchdown comeback in the fourth quarter. Jalen Carter says, no, not today. Earlier this season, week 3, I believe. Rams, Eagles. Eagles 6.5 point or 5.5 point favorites. The Rams are setting up for a game-winning field goal. Jordan Davis, Jalen Carter, one of them blocks it, the other one picks it up and runs it into the end zone. I don't remember who. Eagles win and Eagles cover. This Rams team has been so close to beating the Eagles a few times. The Eagles offense has sputtered this year. Luckily, the way I have it setting up, their first 2 matchups in these playoffs, they're going to play pretty bad defenses. The Niners don't have a pass rush. Their secondary, Denominator Lenore, good player, Renardo Green or whatever, good player. They're not matching up with Smee and AJ. I'm sorry. They don't generate any pressure. Jalen Hurt with time, he'll pick you apart. That's why they're going to beat the Rams. Bears defense, same deal. They don't bottom 5 in yards per pass attempt, bottom 5 in yards per rush attempt. They don't generate a lot of pressure. This Rams defense generates a lot of pressure. They're good against the run. They can get after Jalen Hurts, and this Eagles offensive line is not the same Eagles offensive line that it was a year ago. Cam Jurgens is not playing good football. Don't know how that guy made a Pro Bowl. Landon Dickerson's been banged up all year. Lane Johnson's been banged up all year. They haven't been able to run the football as effectively since losing Mekhi Becton. The Rams have been right there with this Eagles team. I think their offense is better, and I think they have the defense to slow down this Eagles offense that has sputtered at times this season. Give me the Rams going to the Super Bowl to take on the Jacksonville Jaguars, and Matthew Stafford and the Rams take care of business, and they will be your Super Bowl champions for the second time this decade. Matthew Stafford gets a Super Bowl MVP, an NFL MVP, and his second Super Bowl ring. Sean McVay cements himself as a top 5 coach in the history of the league. The Los Angeles Rams will be your Super Bowl winner for the 2026 NFL season. 2025-26. Thank you, everybody, for listening. I know there's some news we still haven't talked about. The Harbaugh firing. 2 things can be true at once. Harbaugh's a good coach. The Ravens needed to move on. Trae Young to the Wizards. Very good move for the Wizards. The Wizards have been kind of hot recently, according to my friend of the program, Aiden Charles. So yeah, good for the Wizards. They need a point guard. Trae Young's better than CJ McCollum, younger than CJ McCollum, 25-10 guy. Good move. I'm sure there's some other stuff that's happened. I don't really know. Fun episode today, laid back episode. I hope you guys enjoyed. Hit the follow button. Hit subscribe if you're watching on YouTube. And I'll talk to you guys in the next episode of the Fire Sports Takes podcast.